Hey, what's up you guys? It's Tyler and today I'm back with a crazy customer story time because apparently I can't get a break. So I don't know what's happening. This happened yesterday. Today is Friday, so I'm hoping, we aren't gonna get a case of the crazy Fridays, which is probably gonna happen. But that was Thursday, so just a great start to my work week. Anyways, I work at a pet store. In case you didn't know that, I have a whole series about crazy customers if you want to watch that, because it's great, it's fun. 10 out of 10 recommend. Crazy people. So at the time there was this lady, two ladies, one kid, I'm assuming mom, daughter, and her child, and they were looking at fish. They were looking at fish for about an hour. Can I stop shaking? They were sitting there for an hour. I asked them multiple times if they needed help with anything, because that's my job. I asked people if they need help, and they were like, no, we're just looking right now. So I went to go feed the snake. We have a snake in isolation right now because he won't eat, so I went to go do that. And then 10 minutes later, somebody hits the button for needing help in aquatics, and it's this guy, and I'm like, hey, do you need help with anything? Because I see the two ladies that I've repeatedly asked if they need anything, but they're like, no, we're just looking. So I assume they aren't gonna buy any fish. I don't know. That's my assumption. So I asked this guy if he needs help, and he asked them, were you guys here first? And they were like, yeah, we were here before you. So they were rude to this guy for no reason. They've been here for an hour just looking at fish, and then all of a sudden they want fish when somebody else needs help. Okay. So I was like, oh, because she already had an attitude, so I was like, oh great, this is gonna be really fun. So of course I helped them. I see she has a tank for a beta, so I'm already worried because she's looking at not beta fish, she's looking at tropical fish. But no, the grandma, I'm gonna call her the grandma, the older lady, she was the one that wanted fish. She has a tank at home. She was like, can I get 3 rainbow sharks? If you don't know what rainbow sharks are, they are bottom feeders. They're called sharks. If you want to look them up, they're black with red tails. The ones that we have, they are babies, and they're stressed out, so they are gray with clear tails. That's not how they're supposed to look, but that's how we get them, because they aren't healthy and they're stressed out and they're babies. So yeah, you can look them up. They're kind of cool. But of course I do my usual, hey, what size tank do you have? She's like, a 20. Just the things that I know. We'll get to her losing her mind and her threatening our store in a second, but just my knowledge on all sharks is that they're territorial. This is for the bottom feeder sharks, not for bala sharks and stuff. They're territorial, and you shouldn't have more than one. She wants 3 in a 20-gallon tank. So I'm like, I would not recommend doing that in a 20-gallon. And she's like, okay, well, I know somebody with a bigger tank. No, she didn't say that. She said, I will give them to somebody with a bigger tank. And I'm like, okay, do you know somebody with a bigger tank? She's like, yes, I do. Really mean, really rude. And I was like, okay, what size tank do they have? And she's like, a 40. I know what I'm doing. So I'm already, I can't educate this lady anymore because she's gonna scream at me. And just, again, my knowledge, the bare minimum one rainbow shark should have is a 50-gallon tank. You should not have more than 2. If you are getting more than 2, you should have over a 100-gallon tank. And she is trying to act like she knows what she's doing, giving 3 rainbow sharks to her friend to put in a 40-gallon. No, they're not friendly fish when they get older. They can be together when they're babies, but when they're older, no. So this is my pet peeve when I'm trying to educate people. They just got out of their car while it was in drive and it just flew backwards. That was really, I love that. I love when people don't know how to drive. That's fun. So my pet peeve is when I educate them and they're like, I know what I'm doing. Obviously you do not know what you're doing, because I'm telling you these basic things that you won't do. It's okay, I don't know. So she got mad at me. She was like, I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, I just have to make sure that the fish are going to a good home. I said it like that. Like, I don't know if that came off as rude. I don't know. But she was like, okay. Like, in a really... She was, like, yelling. Okay. In a really bitchy tone. So I said, okay. Back. Like, I should not have done that. But, like, I just said okay. And it came out as a bitchy tone, too. So I... probably shouldn't have done that. But anyways, I went to go bag her sharks up. 3 sharks in a freaking 20-gallon tank when it should have been like a 150. Really more. I don't know. I'm mad. So my manager came and walked over because that guy that pressed the button, he still needed help. So my manager was going to go deal with him while I was talking to the shark people. So since he was here, I went to go talk about these crazy ladies, and he was like, oh wait, no, sorry, I left it apart. They asked for my name and I told them my name, obviously, and then that was it. And I like assumed that they were going to go complain about me, so I told my manager that's what happened. And then I told him everything that I just told you, and he was like, okay. Okay, that's great. Anyways, she bought the sharks, had no problem. She went to her car, then she came back 5 minutes later. She returned them to my manager, and she said, oh, I'm returning these because I had an issue with that girl's attitude. And he was like, okay. And he did the return, and she was like, you aren't even gonna ask why I'm returning them? And he was like, my manager was like, you already told me why. Like, you already told me. And she was like, okay, well, aren't you gonna like ask about what she did and her attitude? And he said, yes, she already told me. She said that she was trying to educate you on your fish, and you said you knew what you were doing, so she bagged the fish for you. And she was like, oh my god, I can't. Like, she was pissed off because he knew what happened, and he knew that she was in the wrong. And I guess she knew that she was in the wrong because she like got mad at that. And then she said, oh, that's fine, I left a surprise. No, she said, I left a present for you. And my manager was telling me this because I wasn't here. I wasn't like with them when they did the return, because I was catching fish for other people, or I was feeding a snake. I don't know what I was doing something important with my life, because it's my job to take care of animals, and I know what I'm doing with animals. Thank you very much. Yeah. So my manager told me that she said she left a present for you, and automatically my mind goes to like bomb threat. Like, should we call the police right now? Because I'm concerned. I'm very concerned right now. Like, she literally threatened us. There were no like bombs going off, so I don't know what she did. One thing I did see was a broken decoration just in the middle of the floor, and she did have an infant with her. I guess her daughter's child. Again, I'm assuming, I don't know their life story. I guess she broke a decoration. I don't know if that's the present she left for us, but I'm assuming that is it. But yeah, if you're like ever mad at a store, please don't ever say I left a present for you, because that's like a threat. I don't know. And I told my coworker about this because she's my bestie, and I tell her all of my story times with like crazy people, and she was like, should we call the police? And I was like, yeah, I'm scared too. But no, we're fine. At least last night we were fine. We didn't have any bombs or anything. Now today, I don't know what's gonna happen. I gotta go to work like right now, so I'm gonna go do that. Maybe I'll blow up, I don't know. Anyways, life update. My story time is done. If you like that, I have freaking tons more. I'm gonna make a whole series. I'm working on it. Anyways, I am pre-recording a lot because I want to get my shot, and I don't know if it's going to go well because I have chronic pain and a lot of other health issues, so I don't know if I'm gonna like be in the hospital or like almost dying. So I'm pre-recording. So if you see me this week a ton, obviously you wouldn't know because I wear this every time that I film, because I film every time I go into work. Not every time, but like once a week. Now I film like 3 times this week. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy filming times. Anyways, I'm gonna go. If you see me pre-recording, it's because I'm trying to get my shot. We should all get, I don't know if I can say the V word, but we should all get our shots, guys. Let's do it. Let's all do it this weekend. By the time you see this, it won't be this weekend. I don't know when this is gonna go up. I have no idea. Anyways, bye. Have a good Wednesday. Have a good, I don't even know what day it is. It's Friday, but anyways, have a good Wednesday, have a good Thursday, have a good Friday, have a good week, have a good weekend, and bye.